Hey, friends. Welcome back to the Deep Dive English Podcast. I'm Hallie.
And I'm Matt. This is your English podcast for daily life English, real conversations, and easy English listening practice.
This is the place where you learn real English from real talk, not from boring grammar books. And our promise to you? Learn English fast and speak like a native as fast as possible.
Okay, so Hallie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, actually. I had one of those mornings where everything just clicks, you know? Coffee was perfect, the sun was out. I felt like I could take on the world.
I love those mornings. I had the opposite. I spilled coffee on my shirt, missed my bus. It was a whole thing. But you know what? Here I am, still smiling.
And that, my friend, is actually the perfect lead-in to today's topic, because today we are talking about resilience, the power of resilience.
Oh, I love this topic. It's so relevant. Like right now in the world we live in, everyone is going through something. Everyone has challenges. And resilience it's basically the superpower that helps you get through it.
Exactly. And I think what's so cool about this topic is that it's not just for people going through huge, dramatic things. It's for everyday life, like your lost bus, Matt.
Exactly, right? Even that, even small stuff.
So, before we dive in, if you're listening right now and you're enjoying this episode, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us. And if you like this one, share it with a friend who's learning English. The more people in our community, the better.
Yes, share it with someone who needs a little boost of resilience today. Trust me, we all do.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Matt, what is resilience actually? Like if someone asked you on the street, what does that word mean?
Oh, good question. So, resilience, okay, in the simplest terms, I would say resilience is your ability, your capacity to bounce back after something hard happens. Like, imagine you're a rubber band, you get stretched really far, and then you snap back to your original shape. That's resilience.
Ooh, I love that, the rubber band. So it's not about never getting hurt, never feeling the stretch.
Right, right. It's not about being like emotionally bulletproof. Nobody is that. It's about going through the hard thing and then finding your way back. Or even better, finding your way forward.
Yes, and I think there's a really important distinction here because a lot of people confuse resilience with toughness. Like people think resilience means you don't cry, you don't feel pain, you just push through.
Yeah, and that's actually a big misconception. Misconception means a wrong belief, a wrong idea that a lot of people share. And the misconception here is that resilient people don't feel things deeply, but the research actually shows the opposite.
Exactly. Resilient people feel everything. They just don't stay stuck in it.
Right. They process it and then they move. So, resilience, in a beautiful definition I read recently, is not just surviving adversity. Adversity means a difficult or challenging situation. It's actually thriving in its wake. Thriving means growing, flourishing. In its wake means after it has passed.
Ooh, that's beautiful. So it's like the storm passes and you come out of it taller somehow.
Exactly. And actually, there's a whole book, well, an audiobook that I was reading notes from called The Power of Resilience. And it's this incredible autobiographical journey. The author talks about how resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build over time through experience.
That's such a relief to hear, honestly, because I think a lot of us feel like, oh, some people are just naturally resilient and I'm not one of them. And it's not true.
Not true at all. It's a skill. Like English. You aren't born speaking English fluently. You're building that skill right now. Resilience is the same.
Oh, I love that parallel. A parallel is a comparison between two similar things. That's so perfect for our audience. You're building English and resilience at the same time right now.
That's true. Double skill building session today.
Okay, so let's get into some real life examples, because I think that's where things get really interesting. Matt, can you think of a moment, maybe personal, maybe from someone you know, where you really saw resilience in action?
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, I'll share something a little personal. When I was in my early 20s, I had this job that I thought was my dream job. I worked so hard to get it, and then about 6 months in, the company downsized. Downsize means they reduced the number of employees, they laid people off, and I lost the job. And I remember just feeling crushed, absolutely crushed.
Oh, that's awful. Like the rug just pulled out from under you.
Exactly, the rug pulled out. And I won't lie, I had maybe 2 weeks of just moping, watching TV, eating too much cereal.
The cereal phase. We all have a cereal phase.
Right? But then something shifted. I started asking myself, okay, what can I actually control here? I can't control that the company downsized, but I can control what I do next. And that question, what can I control, honestly, it was the turning point for me.
That's such a powerful shift in mindset. And this is actually backed by psychology. There's this concept called the locus of control. Locus means location or center. Internal locus of control means you believe that you, yourself, have power over your life outcomes. And people with a strong internal locus of control tend to be more resilient.
Wow, okay. I didn't know there was a name for it. I just felt it instinctively. But yes, exactly that.
And on the other side, I think about okay, so the book I was mentioning, the one about resilience, has this beautiful example from chapter 1. It talks about how the author learned as a kid from family dinner conversations that adversity is a trampoline, not a wall. A trampoline. You know what a trampoline is, right? It's the bouncy thing you jump on. So, adversity is a trampoline. It bounces you higher if you let it.
Oh, that's amazing. A trampoline, not a wall. So instead of hitting something hard and stopping, you hit it and it launches you upward.
Yes, and I think that's such a powerful image for us to hold on to, especially when we're in the middle of something hard, to remind ourselves this is the trampoline moment.
I'm gonna use that. Next time something hard happens, I'm just gonna say, trampoline.
Exactly. Just say trampoline and bounce.
And I think there's a nature metaphor. Metaphor is a way of describing something by saying it is something else to make a point. That really gets me. Like a tree in a storm. Have you ever watched a tree in really strong wind?
Oh, yeah.
The branches bend dramatically. Like sometimes you think, oh no, that tree is gonna snap. But it almost never does because the roots are deep. And I think resilient people are like that. They bend, they feel the storm, but their roots, their values, their support systems, their inner strength keep them grounded.
Ooh, that gives me chills. And it actually connects to something the book talks about too, about how resilience isn't a solo journey. You can't build deep roots without soil, and the soil is your community, your people.
Yes, 100%. And actually, I think that's one of the most underrated aspects of resilience. Underrated means not appreciated enough. People don't give it enough credit. We talk about resilience like it's this individual lone wolf thing, but actually, some of the most resilient people in history had incredibly strong support networks.
Absolutely. Think about, I don't know, think about anyone who's overcome something massive. Athletes who come back from injury, people who rebuild after loss. They almost always credit the people around them, their family, their friends, their coaches, their communities.
Right, because vulnerability means the willingness to show your true feelings, your weaknesses without hiding them. Vulnerability, rather than being a weakness, is actually a bridge to connection, and connection is what builds resilience.
I love that. Vulnerability as a bridge, not a weakness. That's a reframe right there. A reframe is when you look at something in a completely new way.
Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this conversation and you're learning something, this is a great moment to hit subscribe. And honestly, share this with a friend who is learning English or who might be going through something tough right now. Because this kind of content, it's good for the soul and for your English. 2 for 1.
2 for 1. Ha! Love that. Okay, so we've talked about what resilience is, and we've looked at some examples. Now let's get practical, because I know our listeners are busy. They want to know, okay, cool, but what do I actually do? How do I build this thing?
Yes, action time. So let's go through some real concrete tips, things you can actually start doing today. And I'll kick us off with tip number 1. And this one comes straight from the book and from a lot of research. And it's this: shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
Okay, so let's unpack that. A fixed mindset, fixed means not moving, not changing. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence, your character, they're just set. They're carved in stone. You're either good at something or you're not.
And a growth mindset is the opposite. The belief that you can develop your abilities through effort, through practice, through learning from failure. The idea that failure is just data. It's just information that helps you improve.
And I think this is so relevant for language learners, by the way, because how many of us, how many of you listening, have thought, I'm just not good at languages, I'll never be fluent? That's the fixed mindset talking.
And the growth mindset says, I'm not fluent yet. Yet is such a powerful little word.
Yet, yes, I can't do it yet. I don't know this word yet. It leaves the door open.
Exactly. And in terms of resilience, the growth mindset means this situation is hard yet. I haven't found my way through yet, but I will.
Beautiful. Okay, tip number 2, and this one I personally love because I'm a big believer in it. It's about your support network. Actively means on purpose, intentionally, actively build your support network. Don't wait for it to just happen.
Yes, and what that looks like in practice is reach out to people, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Call a friend, text someone, say, hey, I'm having a hard time. Can we talk?
And I think vulnerability, showing that you need support, is actually what deepens friendships. Because when you let someone in, when you show them your real self, not just the highlight reel, that's when real connection happens.
The highlight reel? Oh, I love that phrase. The highlight reel is like what people post on social media. Only the best moments, the perfect pictures, the wins. And we compare our messy, everyday reality to everyone else's highlight reel. And it makes us feel inadequate. Inadequate means not good enough.
Exactly. And resilient people learn to step away from the highlight reel, both their own and others, and to be real.
Tip number 3, and this is actually about the power of small wins. When you're going through something hard, it can feel so overwhelming. Overwhelming means too much to handle, like a huge wave crashing over you, that you don't know where to start. And the answer is start small, really small.
Like embarrassingly small sometimes.
Yes, like today, my goal is to get dressed before noon. That's it. And that's okay, because completing that small goal gives you a tiny bit of momentum. Momentum means the force or energy that keeps something moving. And then you do another small thing, and slowly you start moving forward again.
And this connects to what the book calls setting attainable goals. Attainable means achievable, possible, within reach. So you break down a big, scary dream into small, concrete steps. And each step is its own little victory.
And you know, there was this mentor character in the book. A mentor is a more experienced person who gives guidance and support to someone less experienced. And he always told the author, divide your ambitions into digestible pieces. Digestible, like food you can actually digest, actually process. Don't try to swallow everything at once.
Ugh, I love that. Don't swallow the whole elephant at once. Take one bite at a time.
Right, exactly. One elephant bite at a time.
Tip number 4, and this is a big one, mindfulness and self-awareness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, not thinking about yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow, just here, right now, aware of what you're thinking and feeling.
And this one it sounds simple, but it's actually really hard to do consistently because our brains are wired. Wired means naturally built or programmed to wander, to think about the past, plan for the future, replay conversations.
The 3 a.m. brain.
Yes, the 3 a.m. brain, where you suddenly remember that embarrassing thing you said in 2011.
Oh no, why does the brain do that?
Right? But mindfulness is about noticing when your brain does that and gently, not harshly, bringing it back to the present. Like you're a kind parent with a wandering child. You don't yell at the child, you just take their hand and say, come back.
That's such a beautiful image. And practically, this could look like meditation, even just 5 minutes a day, or deep breathing, or just pausing before you react to something, taking one slow breath.
That pause is so powerful. Between something happening and your reaction to it, there's a tiny window. And in that window, you have a choice. A resilient person learns to live in that window.
Ooh, live in the window. I love that.
Tip number 5, and this one might surprise you, is the practice of gratitude. I know, it sounds cliche. Cliche means something said so often it loses its impact. But hear me out, because the science behind gratitude is actually really compelling. Compelling means very convincing, very persuasive.
What's the science saying, Matt?
So, research shows that regularly noting things you're grateful for, even just 3 things per day, actually rewires your brain. Rewires means changes the pathways, changes the default patterns. It trains your brain to look for the positive, even in hard situations.
And the thing is, gratitude doesn't mean pretending things are fine when they're not. It's not toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is when people tell you to just be positive and ignore your real feelings, which is actually harmful. Gratitude is more like, even in this hard moment, I can find one thing that is good, even if it's tiny.
Like, I'm grateful I have good coffee, or I'm grateful the sun is shining, or I'm grateful this conversation is making me think.
Exactly. Small, real, specific, not forced.
And tip number 6, the last one, is actually one of my favorites, and it's about creativity as a tool for resilience. The book talks about this beautifully. It says that creativity, whether it's music, writing, painting, dancing, cooking, whatever your thing is, creativity gives you a space where joy and grief can coexist. Coexist means exist together at the same time.
And I think this is something a lot of people don't think about when they think about resilience. We think about strength, willpower, positive thinking, but we don't always think about art, about expression.
But expression is so healing. Healing means it helps you recover, it helps you feel better. Like when you can't find the words for what you're feeling, sometimes a song says it, or a painting, or even just writing in a journal.
Journaling is huge, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to make sense. You're just getting it out. Externalizing? Externalizing means putting something that's inside you on the outside, like onto paper. Externalizing your inner world is incredibly cathartic. Cathartic means purifying, releasing built-up emotion.
The book has this beautiful moment where the author starts writing letters to a person they lost, just letters that would never be sent. And through that process, they found a way to heal, to carry the love without being crushed by the grief.
Oh, that's really moving. And it speaks to something so profound. Profound means very deep, very meaningful, about resilience. That healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to carry what remains with grace.
Okay, so let's bring it all home, because I know we've covered a lot today, and our listeners might be like, okay, this is all great, but where do I start? What do I actually do today?
Yes, so let's do a quick summary and then we'll give you your action item, your one thing to do today.
So, we talked about resilience as the ability to bounce back from adversity, not just survive, but thrive. We talked about how it's a skill you build, not a trait you're born with.
We talked about the growth mindset, replacing I can't with I can't yet. We talked about building your support network, not waiting for it to appear, small wins and attainable goals, mindfulness and that pause between stimulus and response, gratitude practice, and creativity as healing.
So, what do you do today? Pick one, just one. Don't try to do all 6. Don't swallow the whole elephant.
One elephant bite.
If I had to recommend a starting point, I'd say start with the growth mindset shift. Just today, every time you catch yourself saying, I can't, add the word yet. I can't do this yet. See how it changes the feeling.
And if you want to start with something even more tactile means something you can physically do, something tangible, start a gratitude journal. Before bed tonight, just write down 3 things. 3 things, any size, and see how you feel tomorrow morning.
Simple, doable, today.
And actually, here's a question for you. For the community, we love hearing from you. Tell us in the comments or wherever you're listening, what has been the hardest challenge you've ever bounced back from, and what helped you do it? We really want to know because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear.
Yes. Drop it in the comments or send us a message. We read everything, and your story matters.
Okay, now, our favorite part, the vocabulary tour. Let's go back through some of the trickier words and expressions from today's episode so you can really lock them in. Lock them in means make them stick in your memory, make them yours.
Let's do it. Word number 1, resilience. The word itself, resilience. It comes from the Latin word resiliere, meaning to spring back. So etymologically means in terms of the origin of the word, it literally means the ability to spring back.
Beautiful. Word 2, adversity. Adversity. This means a difficult, unfavorable situation or condition. So you might say, she showed incredible resilience in the face of adversity. In the face of means when confronted with, when directly dealing with.
Word 3, misconception. Misconception. The prefix mis means wrong or bad. A conception is an idea or understanding. So a misconception is a wrong or incorrect understanding. A common misconception about resilience is that it means you never feel pain.
Word 4, thrive. To thrive. Thrive. It means to grow, to prosper, to flourish, the opposite of just barely surviving. You don't just survive, you thrive. And its noun form is thriving, or you can use thriving as an adjective, a thriving community.
Word 5, locus of control. Locus, L-O-C-U-S, means center, location. Locus of control is a psychology term referring to how much control you believe you have over your own life. Internal locus of control, I am responsible for my outcomes. External locus of control, things outside me control my outcomes.
Word 6, vulnerability. Vulnerability. From the Latin vulnerare, meaning to wound. So vulnerability literally means the ability to be wounded. But in modern psychology, being vulnerable, being open about your weaknesses and emotions, is seen as a strength, not a weakness.
Word 7, momentum. Mo-min-tum. Originally a physics term, the force that keeps a moving object in motion. In everyday language, the energy or forward movement that builds when you take action. Once you start building momentum, it becomes easier to keep going.
Word 8, attainable. Attainable. To attain means to achieve, to reach. So attainable means achievable, within reach. Set attainable goals, not impossibly high, not uselessly easy, just stretching but reachable.
Word 9, cathartic. Cathartic. From the Greek, catharsis, which means purification or cleansing. A cathartic experience is one that releases built-up emotion and leaves you feeling cleansed, lighter. Crying during a movie can be cathartic. Journaling can be cathartic.
Word 10, compelling. Compelling. If something is compelling, it's so convincing, so interesting, so powerful that you can't ignore it. A compelling argument, compelling evidence. The science behind gratitude is compelling, meaning it really makes you want to believe it and act on it.
And a couple of expressions worth remembering. The highlight reel. What people show you of their lives, only the best moments. Don't compare your everyday to someone else's highlight reel.
And the rug pulled out from under you when something suddenly and unexpectedly takes away your stability or success. I thought I had the job, and then the rug was pulled out from under me.
And bounce back. To recover from something difficult.
She lost her job but bounced back within 3 months. And one more. In its wake. In the wake of something means after it has happened, in its aftermath. Wake literally refers to the trail of water left behind a boat. So, in the wake of the storm, we found surprising strength.
Ooh, I love that one, in the wake. Such a visual expression.
All right, friends, that is a wrap on today's episode of the Deep Dive English podcast. What a conversation. I feel like I want to go start a gratitude journal right now.
Same, honestly. This topic always does something to me. Resilience is it's one of those things that touches everyone. No matter where you're from, what language you speak, what your background is, we all face hard things, and we all have the capacity to come through them.
And remember, resilience is not a personality trait you either have or you don't. It is a skill. You can practice it. You can build it, starting today.
One elephant bite at a time.
Exactly. One elephant bite.
So, a big thank you for spending this time with us. If you loved this episode, and we really hope you did, please leave us a rating, hit subscribe, and share it with one friend who's learning English. Even just one. It helps us so much, and it might make a huge difference to someone's day.
We genuinely read your comments and messages, and your support keeps this podcast going. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Until next time, friends, keep learning, keep growing, and keep bouncing back.
Take care of yourselves. See you next time on the Deep Dive English podcast.